Hi everybody, welcome to Magic Universe. I'm so excited because look what came for me last night. We got the Shaman's Dream Oracle and the Affirmators evening mantras and the Affirmators morning mantras. So I'm gonna do a flip through. I think I'm gonna I haven't opened them yet. I think I'm gonna let's see. Let's do this in part 2 and we'll do this in part 1 so the video doesn't run too long, okay? But so I undid the wrapping, but I haven't looked at the cards, so this is what it looks like. It's hard to do this one-handed, so let me take this out. So we have a little book that's pretty thick. It's so cool. And we have the cards. So excited. I saw these, the Shaman's Dream. I saw these on Gem Goddess's videos and I was like, those are gorgeous. I want to get those. I want to get those. And I was seeing them for a while and then finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to get those. Okay, let me just show them to you one by one. Tidy house, clarity, and organization. There we go. That's just beautiful. Look at that glow. Look at that glow. I love when people paint and they do like the glowy windows and stuff like that. I love that. And we have beloved radical acceptance. That's beautiful. Heart on fire. I'm doing this really slow because I'm looking at them for the first time too, so. Wow. Oh, it's hard to see, but like there are 2 mice. Like this one I couldn't see at first. I only saw that one, but there are 2 mice. Benefactor, grace, and generosity. Let's share the mushroom. So cute. So cute. And they have wings too, so they're like fairy mice. So cute. Caterpillar, opportunity. Oh, look at the eyes on there. I love this color too. The color's showing up pretty true on camera to the card. Let me just look close to make sure. Yeah, it's pretty true to the color. Maybe it's slightly brighter on camera, but yeah, it looks good. I'm just going to say you're not going to be disappointed with the picture quality. These cards look really good. Closing door, completion. I feel like, I mean, I'm not reading them right now, but I am kind of reading them right now. I feel like this is like a good closure, you know, with the glowy light and stuff like that. It's like getting complete fulfillment and satisfaction with the completion of whatever this is. Yeah, this is a good completion, good closing door. There's a good outcome, and then there's like good stuff on the other side too. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Cosmic womb. I was going to say web. Cosmic womb, the divine feminine. The cards look better even better in person. I mean, they look pretty good on camera, but like they look even better. The colors and everything look even better in person. Covenant, sacred contract. Wow. Crown games, right use of power. Who's the artist? Let's see. Let me look. Oh, here we go. Illustrated by Jena DellaGrottaglia. I'm so not saying that right, but it sounds Italian. Yeah. Good job, Jena. These are gorgeous. Dances on one foot balancing act. This looks like some kind of like a plant sprite or something like that. A plant being. I've read stories of people who can actually see plant beings. I've never seen one myself, but yeah, there are some people who are really good with plants that work with these beings, these consciousnesses, kind of like fairies of the plants. Deep diver, diving into a task. I think she's a mermaid. Yeah. Some kind of mermaid. This one definitely, because the colors are darker, they're darker in person than in this picture. There we go. That's more like it. That's closer to what it really looks like. Oh, I love jellyfish. They're always like my favorite thing to look at when I go to aquariums. Deep quiet meditation and stillness. Look at that hand. Right here. This hand right here. That's so cool. 11. Master number. Dragon's Hoard. Protecting the future. This is a gorgeous card. I wish that there really were beings that look like this. Those fantasy artists, you know, the way they depict things. I wish that the world really had things like this and looked like this. Like they're all glowy and glittery. I would love to live in a fantasy movie. Dream Thief, refusal of the call. This reminds me of Manifest, the TV show. I just finished season 3 last night, and I was like, oh, I got to do another Magical Worlds episode on that season because, yeah, lots of good stuff to talk about. But yeah, some people on the show, refusal of the call. You get callings and you don't follow them. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. I don't think that's a bad thing, to experience life as it comes. I feel like that's because when you call it drifter, it kind of feels like you're aimless, but a lot of times good adventures come from that. It makes me think of like Forrest Gump. Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. Empty well, time to replenish. Yeah, this is darker too. Let's see. It's hard to capture that darkness, but also it's kind of gloomy where I am today, and I was wondering if I should film this today. But like, since the camera kind of makes things brighter, it kind of looks okay. But yeah, when you look at these cards in person, they look really good. Even better than this. Eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. Falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. Oh, I also finished watching Lucifer, the final season, but I don't know if I really liked it, so I don't think I'm going to do a Magical Worlds on Lucifer. Although I think Lucifer is worth watching, like the season 1 through season 4, especially, like the beginning and middle part of it is like really good. And then towards the end, I wasn't too crazy about how the story went. Although I still enjoyed, some of the characters, and I really like Lucifer himself. So I kept watching it. And Feast of Plenty, choices and their consequences. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say bad things, you know what I mean? And I still want to promote like the good parts of it. So if you've never watched Lucifer, I still think you should watch it, and watch it all the way through, and you can form your own opinions about whether you liked the last couple of seasons or not. I mean, there were still some good things about it. It's just I was so impressed with the first 4 seasons, First breath, beginner's mind. Look at all the planets. Not every time, but like just now, and I've thought of this before when people talk about planets and stuff like that, and people talk about science, it's like there's just so much that human beings don't know. Because the whole thing about Pluto and planets and things is like, and then back in the day when people thought the world was flat, it's just so much that human beings are continually learning, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good thing. But I just feel like people need to expand their consciousness and possibilities, because there's still a lot that human beings don't know, that there's so much more, that I feel like human beings could allow themselves to be more open-minded about a lot of things that they don't know about, because there is a lot that they don't know about. Fortune's wheel, luck and right timing. Galactic mushroom, the divine matrix. I'm gonna have to read in the books like what the writer, the creator of the deck, who is that? Alberto, Villoldo, and Colette Baron-Reid. I wonder what they say these cards mean. Is that yeah, I think that's is that a hummingbird or a butterfly? Let me look, hold on. I think I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think they're hummingbirds. Gathering around the power of community. Heart, home, compassion. This looks like a Christmas ornament to me. Oh, that would be so cool, right? To make this like a glass thing and then to have like an interior that's 3D. That would make a hella good ornament. Hollow bone, teachability. Horned cactus, resourcefulness. Horseman, herald of change. It's more like, yeah, it's more like that. That light right here, it kind of makes it look like wings, but they're not wings. It's just kind of like a ribbon of light or something like that. How many cards are there? 64 cards. That's a pretty big deck. In the hand. The universe is your partner. That's right. It also makes me think of the universe is in your hand. This is another dark card, which doesn't quite capture it, but jeweled web, connectivity. With this kind of imagery, I feel like you can read so much more into each message, each picture. Joyful muse, inspiration. It's a funny cat. You know how they have like the cat eye glasses? Is that what they're called? That shape of the glasses that point up. This is like the butterfly glasses. Instead of the cat. The cat's wearing the butterfly glasses. Oh, there's a tree where his third eye is. Yeah. Looks like a tree. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. Lost compass, getting back to integrity. Lost in space, needing direction. There are like some themes in these cards, it feels like. Also, we're kind of seeing them. They go in alphabetical order, huh? Oh, it's numerical and alphabetical at the same time. Interesting. Lost in space, needing direction. So what is the difference between this one, Lost Compass, and Lost in Space? So maybe this is more like an internal aim, looking for internal aim, direction. This is maybe looking for external direction. I don't know. It'll have to come up in a reading, and I'll have to read the energy to see what the difference is. They're both lost. Magician's sword, confidence in your magic. This was one of the cards that I saw in one of Gem Goddess's readings, and I was like, "Ooh, I love this card. I love the message in it. Confidence in your magic." Because we are magic universe. We are in magic universe. This is the realm that I'm creating with my spiritual team. Confidence is so important in everything. Many masks the authentic self. I think it's most important what you show to yourself, right? Not so much what you show to other people. That's my personal opinion. This one, again, like this upper left corner here, is a little bit darker than it looks like. Me talks. Repairing the body, mind, spirit. I mean, there's such a simple answer to everything, like anything that anybody is going through. If you just return back to yourself, all this stuff about like authenticity and coming back to spirit and all that, that's like the one answer to everything. It solves everything. So it's like all these words that we use to do readings, to write books, to teach, other people with lectures and seminars and just everything. Like all everybody is trying to say is just connect back with your true self, and there you go. That's the answer. That's the answer. But then we say it in so many different ways because sometimes it's hard to, even if you understand the concept of it, it's like, well, how do you do it? How do you do it? Mindful groupthink. This is a beautiful card. Although groupthink to me, like, I'm gonna have to look in the book to see what the authors mean by this, but to me, groupthink feels like thinking along with everybody else within the group. I don't know if that's what they're trying to say it means, but I wonder how that correlates to the imagery in the card. Because the card is beautiful, but I don't agree with groupthink. So I'm going to have to look to see what it means. You know what? I'm going to actually do it right now. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Because why not? We're just hanging out. Number 40. Mindful. Okay, let's read. Keeping a clear mind, hurtful thoughts. Groupthink. The human mind can be so many things. A prison, a latrine, a circus, a temple, a cave. It can be a place of restriction or a place of never-ending expansion. Right now, be careful of where you wander in your mind. The quality of your thoughts is key as you're in a fertile time for full manifestation. You want to ensure that the seeds you plant will sprout and flourish into the life you seek to grow. Be mindful not to scatter weeds. It's easy to be influenced by others. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it meant. Right now, too, especially in our digital age, it's hard to protect yourself from the energy and the sheer amount of information bombarding you 24/7. If you allow all the fear and uncertainty to pollute your mind and emotions, you will fill yourself up with this negativity and then see more of it in the outer world. Stay out of gossip and other forms of groupthink, for when you cut another person down to their level due to their perceived mistakes or limit them by your envy, you activate lack for yourself. So fill yourself with thoughts of plenty. Imagine your universe unfettered by scarcity and alive with abundant hope and goodness. Be mindful of what your mind is full of and keep the faith. Good brings more good, love more love, gratitude more things to be grateful for. Yeah. Pollute your mind, emotions. So what is your mind full of? So with that in mind, I guess it's kind of similar to like seeing a lot of things, like say if you look on Instagram or something like that, seeing a lot of beautiful pictures on Instagram, and it's like how much of that is useful to you in your own life, is like positive for you in your own life to be looking at a lot of stuff. What do you choose to focus on? I don't know. Let's see how the energy shows up in a reading. Maybe I'd read it different then. Moon Maiden, new beginnings. Kind of looks like she's underwater, but I don't think that's water. Netcaster, preparations come to fruition. Oh, aside from jellyfishes, I also love seahorses. They're my two favorite things to see in an aquarium. I also like those really tropical fish, like the really colorful tropical fish too. But yeah, seahorses and jellyfish. Overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. That can be a good or a bad thing, right? To have an abundance of something. An abundance of a good thing or abundance of a not so good thing. Perfect storm, the courage to step into life. $44, angel numbers. Repairing the veil, forgiveness. Oh, I kind of see what that actually is. Because at first it kind of looks like a tree trunk or a pole or something that has something tied around it. But if you look at it as like, you know how on a shoe, there's two sides of the shoe that comes together where you put the lace in? That's what it's showing. It's lacing together this gap. That's the veil, right? So say this is like outer space or something, and this is Earth, or not outer space, but like another realm, right? This is a portal, and what you're doing is like you're tying the shoelace or this lace or ribbon on both sides and pulling it together, and so you're closing up that gap. That's what it's showing. Because at first I'm like, what is that? That's what it's showing. Root girl, the disowned self. Oh, it's okay. You can re-own yourself. I didn't realize that these cards had so many, like, the energy of it. There's a lot of healing in it, in terms of like there's a lot. It's good for people who need to heal themselves a lot. Skybridge, possibility for union. But that's good. I mean, there's a reason why I was drawn to these cards, right? So Oh, this one. I love this one. So beautiful. Sky Dancers, Surrender. So I think like probably a lot of these energies will resonate with the people who either watch my readings here on YouTube or get readings from me. It'll help to depict some of their energies more clearly. Skywriting, the fates. Spirit of the river, movement toward adventure. Stars in the sky, limitless possibility. Yes, that's right. With the exception of when I do yoga, sometimes I've never meditated like that. Like all the other times that I've meditated, I've been lying down or sitting upright in a chair or in bed or something, but never like when I choose to meditate myself, I never do like this cross-legged thing because it's not I feel like it keeps me too focused on my body that I don't get a completely clear mind when my legs are crossed, but that's me. I'm sure other people do it like that with good reason. Straddling worlds, wandering between realms. I've been this for a long time, straddling worlds. Physical and non-physical. I struggled with that for a while. I'm not struggling with it so much anymore, but yeah, it's hard sometimes when you're in between two worlds. Stranger curiosity. The crossing initiation. The farther gate, bold step forward. This makes me think of there are these fantasy stories that I read where when they describe stuff and you just imagine it in your mind how you think it would look. This looks like something from one of those stories that I've read. I don't remember which one, but how I visualized it in my mind, it kind of looked something like this. The wall obstacles. Unmarked trail revelation. Vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. I don't know what that means. Let's look it up. Vanishing mirror. What number is that? 58. Sublimation. What does that mean? Okay. Ego sublimation. Letting go of self-centeredness. Becoming a vessel of possibility. Do you ever wonder if your self-definition has become too rigid, too fixed around what you've come to learn so that you contract your life into zones of safe versus unsafe? This here is okay, but over there, well, that might be too risky. I feel like I'm reading this for somebody who's watching this video. So if this resonates with you, it's a message for you. Okay. Judgment, fear, self-righteousness, and overconfidence are only some of the traits that keep you from evolving. We are all products of our conditioning, so remember that this is part of the human experience, yet you are not meant to remain static, seeking only what you expect. Even if it appears ambitious, is still too narrow. You go nowhere when you hesitate to move out of your comfort zone, when you focus too much on yourself. This way, you become a servant of the ego. It edges God out, removing the magic of possibility. Imagine looking into a mirror and seeing only what you are now. If you can let your self-definition soften and moving beyond the veil to your potential, a magical emptiness exists where all things are possible. Look again. Who could you be? What would you see reflected if you allowed yourself to be other than how you define yourself now? See, this is what I was just talking about the physical and the non-physical. I think, man, everything that I was just kind of stream of consciousness talking to you guys about, I feel like is a message for somebody. That talks about this, like what I was saying about there's only one answer to everything, which is coming back to the self. And this actually, again, talks about that, coming back to the self. Because if you only see yourself as the external human self, that's not the complete you, you know. The true you is the one, is the spirit you, that big letter, capital S self that you're coming back into. That self is your unlimited possibility, is your magical being. This is what it's talking about. Are you seeing that self that allows you to be more than who you are as just human? So who needs to hear that? Who's watching this video? Oh my gosh, this video is so long. I didn't expect it to go so long. But who's watching this now where this resonates? What would you see reflected if you allowed yourself to be other than how you define yourself now? Nothing less is required of you now. In this moment, let go of who you think you are and allow a new you to emerge. You will recognize yourself as what you are, a partner in co-creation, in service to the divine. Doesn't it feel good? Yeah, so letting go of who you think you are in the physical and tune into the spirit you, and that's who you really are. I think that's what that means. Wailing tree! Don't cry. Reconciliations. It's okay. Don't cry. Watchers, transpersonal. Yeah, I'm going to have to read through that book. There's a lot of this stuff that I don't know what it means. Whale song, resonating. But that happens though. Like, the meanings don't come to me because I don't read by reading the cards. I read by connecting with spirit, and the spirit tells me. Like, I channel spirit and spirit tells me what the cards mean. So, because I'm not doing a reading right now, it's like we're just looking at the cards. Like, not that many messages are coming through because I'm not focused on an energy. Will-o'-the-wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. So a lot of times, like, new meanings of cards will come up during a reading, even if I've gotten that card like 10 times, you know, a new meaning will come up because I'm reading a specific energy and spirit is telling me a specific message. Treasures hidden in the shadows. Winter's Dream, gestation period. This one's beautiful. Snow. I think I just always like all the purpley colors. Maybe, did I like all of the purple cards? I probably did. Woodwives. Adaptability. Cool. All right, 64 cards. Dang, 40 minutes. Took me 40 minutes to go through that. Well, I mean, if I hadn't done this on camera, it would have taken this long, just me looking through the cards myself. So thank you for accompanying me while I peruse these cards. I'm going to do the these other ones in a separate video. The morning and evening mantras. These are really cute. So tune in for part 2 of this flip through. Okay, I'm gonna separate this into part 1 and part 2. So thanks you guys for hanging out with me, and like and subscribe and do all of that good stuff, and I will see you next time.